Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome back to stream. It's been a very long time since I have streamed, and I am horribly sorry about that. I've had a lot of things going on, and I'm slowly starting to gain control of my life, and mostly my schedule. However, I am so very sorry that last week's session got canceled. My grandmother was in an accident, and luckily everything is okay. She is fine. Her car's totaled, but everything is taken care of. She's okay, and we are finally back for session 10, the culmination of Avalon. So, I hope everybody is doing good. I apologize that I am taking spaces in between my words. I literally just got done eating. So yeah, a lot of things are happening. A lot of background things are happening, and just living life, honestly. Hey, so, a lot of good things are coming. A lot of good things are already in motion. I'm just gonna move my salad up there. I'll eat that later. Eat that paper later as well. Get my handy dandy notebook. And try to remember what happened last session, 2 weeks ago. Kind of upset because I was hoping that we would be able to keep up with the every week thing. Does not look as much. Alright, so unfortunately Matt is also not going to be joining us tonight, so our lovely blue elfin friend is going to be NPC'd tonight because Matt's boss is a dick and scheduled him for 12 hours today when he usually has off. So that's nice of him. Alright, let's go ahead and say hello to everybody.
You're all in trouble.
Find the fries in this goddamn menu, but I can't find the fucking fries.
Cody, when am I not in trouble?
Alright, good evening, gentlemen.
Hi.
Hey, so we came to the conclusion that you like feet. Due to a very simple mathematical equation.
Okay. Please, I
One
would
in
like
five
to hear. I
people
would like
like
to
feet.
hear. I would like to hear this equation to come to the conclusion that I supposedly like feet.
1 in 5 people like feet, and you were the only one who didn't answer.
Brady, honest to God, I'm pretty sure you would be the one that would like feet because I'm sure that your first time was inside of a sock.
Fuck you, I'm disgusted by my own feet.
So,
Your first time was inside of a sock. What the fuck?
No, that is not true.
so 2 weeks ago was our last session. I apologize that last week was missed due to an unfortunate accident that my grandmother was in.
Don't apologize.
But no need to worry. She is fine. The car was totaled, but no injuries for her. Just some aches and pains, some bruises and such.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're all good.
I do wish to apologize to your chat. You may hear a child in the background. I have babysitting duty.
Yes, Cody is being babysitter today.
Cody being a dad.
And as I explained earlier, Matt is not going to be joining us tonight, most likely, because of his boss being a dick. So,
His job's being a dick.
gentlemen, you are very quiet. I am also going to warn you guys ahead of time. I am currently deaf in my right ear. So, if I ask you to repeat yourself a lot tonight, I apologize.
It's all good. I'm deaf in my right ear.
Alright, so, shall we begin to recap last week? No, not last week, 2 weeks ago.
We found a dead body.
Yes, you guys set out on your investigative mission to discover what kind of magical disturbance was happening on the road from Algaroth to the Scar, amongst finding a body of an igneous School of Magic student named Logan Graham. Finding out that he was ambushed along the roads with all of his possessions being taken and the body being discovered with the help of his fading familiar.
The familiar said, "Hey kids, want to see a dead body?"
Let me lead you to a dead body. And on top of that, of course, Scarlet had the letter that Opal was supposed to have delivered to her daughter, Anna.
And we found another piece of that red crystal.
Yes, amongst the forest that surrounds the ambush area, you guys managed to find another strange fragment of these red crystals. Amongst other things, a couple of scrolls, a couple wands, some potions of cure lights, a strange brown piece of parchment that has arcane scriptures on it that nobody has been able to decipher yet, and
Oh
70
yeah, I
gold
forgot
pieces.
the bottom has all that stuff.
And 70 gold pieces on his body. Upon taking it to the Scar, you reported your findings to Miss Anna Florinia, who is currently overseeing the quelling of a riot, basically, as people are attempting to regain their jobs into calming the scar. Thankfully, with her and escorting of the guards, you guys were having no problems getting to her, delivering your letters and explaining to her what's been going on recently. And she was nice enough to allow you guys to stay the night in the camp that her and the guards are staying in, so that way you can begin your trip home this morning.
Yay.
Okay. So, we are going to pick up. It is very early in the morning. Some of you, or most of you, are still asleep in the ragtag camp that was set up within the desert around the scar. Brady is very uncomfortable as he's picking sand out of his pants, grumbling about not being able to sleep in a tree, as he usually does. But, so Dave, you are awake. You are doing your morning prayers to your goddess. And when suddenly you start to hear the sounds of sirens and horns blasting around the air. That sounds like war horns or like warning signals and such. And people around, and you can hear the sounds of metal and footsteps rushing past you. The rest of you are woken up abruptly by these horns.
Usk is up, sword in hand.
Fuck. Grab the rifle.
Guess I'm looking around to see what's going on.
Drack's still asleep. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Anithil's like slowly picking herself up, wiping the crust out of her eyes, asking, "What's going on?" Dave, you poke your head out of the tent, and you see another group of guards start rushing towards the opening of the scar. You can hear them shouting that something appears to have been crawling out of the scar.
Challenge!
I just poke my head back into our tent, look at them, and go, something's coming up out of the scar, apparently.
Ooh. Sounds like a challenge. And Usk makes his way out of the tent to find out more information.
Much to Anithil's distress, calling out to him.
Does anybody bother waking up Drac?
Yeah, I'll come over and I'll start trying to wake you up.
It's not hard, but it... What? What's going on?
You might want to gather your stuff. There's something coming out of the scar.
You're kidding, right?
Nope.
Hey Josh, as I'm walking out of the tent, is there anybody running past me?
Yeah, you can see a couple of guards, some of the civilians that have been rioting recently. They're like talking amongst each other, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on as they make their way in.
I'm gonna call one of them over to try and get more information.
Unfortunately, this guy, he's in the same situation that you were in. He hasn't heard the warning horns in over 3 weeks. This is the first time he's heard them, and he's just coming from his post up to the entryway to the scar, and not knowing quite well what's going on, but he knows that if things like this happens, he explains to you, my job is to make sure that the crowd doesn't interfere with what's going on and make sure that they're safe.
Got it, your crowd control.
All right. So the rest of you slowly make your way out of the tent and then back towards the entrance down into the scar. There's a group of people just all like trying to like climb over each other and such, trying to get a view of what's happening. The guards are like shouting out to everybody saying, get back, and such like that. You can also hear different languages being spoken amongst each other. You hear things from Elvish. I don't know if I'm pretty sure Dave is the only one who might speak Celestial.
I speak Orc.
Celestial.
No celestial here. I don't even have to look at my page for that.
Not celestial for damn sure.
Yeah. So you start hearing a whole bunch of different a whole bunch of different languages being thrown around and such, not really understanding what's been going on. And you hear amongst the crowd, some of the guards are shouting like, they're just barking orders of quelling the far right, pushing them back and even further and such. So what do you guys do? You guys have a heavy crowd in front of you. You're from where you guys stand to the front of the guard stacks. You have, I would say, roughly about 30 to 35 feet people.
Oscar's gonna just look at the rest of the group and start pushing his way through the crowd.
Which direction would be the command center? Like, the command tent, if you will.
That is kind of closer to the entryway of the Scar. A little
Okay,
bit
so
past
we'd be
a little bit
leaving.
past the people, but more towards the very far left of where you guys are facing.
And the actual scars basically to the right of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do we head towards the scar or go meet up with the heads here and see if they need assistance?
Well, us just pushing his way through. Brady, go ahead and make me a strength roll to start pushing people aside.
Damn it.
I'm gonna follow through, flaunting the gun just to kind of get people out of the way.
I still have my sword in hand, just so you know, Josh.
Okay. So yeah, you're trying to push some of the people away, but they are very curious as to what's going on. They're like pushing you back, like shoving you more to the side. You know, hauling back at you, be like, "Oi, we're all trying to get up front here."
Yeah, well, you're a waste of fucking space, and I'm gonna push him a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine you put your hand on his face, and just shove him back.
I can do that. I have the arm for it.
All right, Jomini, go ahead, make me a strength roll to help Usk push his way through the crowd.
Notice how I said slightly push.
You're no longer fatigued, by
Yeah,
the way.
you're no longer fatigued.
So that's just an 8.
It's just an 8, you said?
Yep.
Still better than I did.
Yeah, no. Uneasy. The unsteadiness of the crowd is just a little bit too much for you guys to push through right now.
This is like a Travis Scott mosh pit. Like
I'm
that's
going to
fucked up.
attempt to weave in and out through the crowd rather than push my way through.
Okay, roll me a dex roll. Give me a dex roll then.
Wouldn't that be an acrobatics, or do you want dex?
You can roll acrobatics. Go for it.
I don't even know if I'm good at acrobatics. Let's find out.
All right. Hey, not bad. So with Usk and Jean, like arguing with some of the people, like getting into a shoving match, basically. The rest of you see Edon like tuck his way in between them and start, shuffling his way in between the spaces of the crowd, deeper and deeper in.
If there's a person still yelling at me, I'm trying to get him out of my way.
All right, Dave, what are you up to?
Well, I'm also going to be trying to attempt to move my way forward as well to see what's going on. Ava's just not at his keyboard at this moment to make a roll.
All right, that's fine. Are you trying to follow Edon, or are you gonna?
Go the forceful route.
Just path of least resistance.
Path of least resistance?
Yeah, like if I can try and not have to like shoulder charge my way through the crowd, but rather scurry my way through them.
All right.
So you're
be
doing
better.
the same thing that Cody did.
I notice you're not an acrobatics fan, so I'll have you roll a dex roll for that then.
It's probably because of my armor.
Probably. 21. Yeah, you are keeping up to pace with Edon. Your small stature, man, it allows you to move a little bit more fluently through the gaps.
That
The
works.
scythe is probably a good deterrent as well.
Yeah. Anethil is going to be following right behind you guys. And Gil
Is asleep.
Somehow managed to sleep through an air raid siren.
yeah, still somehow manages to sleep through an air raid siren.
I mean, I did too. It took a little girl coming up and being like, "Hey, get up!" to wake me up.
He just slapped you a couple times. Wake the fuck up!
It's better than what I would have done.
Pretty much.
I would have thrown you out of the tent.
I just imagine fucking one of the like Anthel just walking up to going, wait the fuck up.
Yep.
All right, so Brady and John, you guys are still trying to push your way through.
Yep.
Let me see them rolls.
I'm trying to strategic push my way through with strategy and precision.
Strategy and precision.
Nope, brute strength.
Still strength.
All right, Brady, if you want, I will allow you an intimidation roll now.
Oh, I will do that.
Alright.
Hey, not
Oh
bad.
God.
And what am I rolling?
Gentlemen, you're dex based, right?
Holy shit, yeah. I don't know how I didn't notice that until just now.
Go ahead and give me either a dexterity or an acrobatics roll.
Let's see. Either one works. Let's do this.
About
Okay.
14. Okay. With us just giving up with this dude, he doesn't have the time to deal with him. He just picks him up by this, like, the collar of his shirt, just like
Nope, by the belt.
by the belt. Okay. He just picks him up. And just like throws him behind him. You manage to, duck out of the way, and us starts
Holy
making
shit.
his way through the crowd as everybody just watches this dude just get yeeted.
Wilhelm scream.
Right. That was fantastic.
He made me mad.
That's a lot of 21s and 18s.
All right. So it takes a little while for the Dex group to manage to make their way through the crowd, but with Edon's guidance, you guys make your way through the crowd and make your way up to the guards, where they do see you guys, and they're just like, wait, whoa. Just stay back with the rest of the crowd. Everything's under control.
Just keeps walking.
I'm pretty sure the guards just saw me yeet a man.
Yeah, this is the Dex group. This is Anethil, Scarlet, and Edon.
We're kind of new to this type of situation. What the hell's going on?
There has been a small situation with creatures from the scar coming up to the surface. We have it under control. Just stay back.
Are we able to see from here?
Give me perception rolls. All right, Rose. Unfortunately, with you being as young in your build, it's just the situation where it's just like all these people in front of you. You can't really see what's going on.
I'm like looking
Oh,
straight at someone's back.
Yeah. Anethil manages to peek her head up a little bit to see what's going on. For what she is able to see, Edon, you can like catch very small glimpses of it.
I just see flashes.
Yeah, you just see small flashes of what's going on, and I have to move some tokens around real fast. Give me just a second.
I just realized I
Let's
bullied a
go.
man so bad that everybody just left me alone.
All right, let me add a couple more tokens since the crowd is very much more full than the last time.
The crowd's thick.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get rid of Gil here. There we go. So from what you guys are able to see through the crowd, you guys are able to see the guards are like standing over, spears and swords drawn down, and what you can see are three red-skinned small humanoid creatures with bat-like wings that are now currently bound together in a preventing them from flying. As you can see Anna also trying to talk with the guards and understand what the hell is going on. She's looking over at the guards, and she from what you guys can hear, the creatures are speaking, but in a tongue that she is unable to understand. Some of the guards are looking at her like, we don't know what they're saying either. Anna is then just going to look over at the wall of guards, and then she's going to
I'm sorry. They wouldn't happen to be speaking Infernal, would they?
they are.
Oh. Yeah, my mic was
Are
off.
we
I
up
shouldn't
there
say
at
that.
this point?
She actually spots. She actually manages to catch a glimpse of Rose's white hair out of the crowd.
Are you sure it's just not Edon?
She walks on over, lets the guards know of her presence, and she looks at Edon, Rose, and Anethil that are standing in front of her and says, "Oh, good, you guys are awake. Where's the rest of your group? Are they awake as well?"
At this point,
Most
See
of
this
them.
guy flying through the air.
Yeah, this other guy just gets fucking flung through the air.
And there's the other two.
The sixth one is currently asleep.
that man got in my way.
He looks a little baffled at this. He's like, "How is he sleeping through?" You
I
know
don't
what?
know.
You know what? Never mind. You guys
He
are the,
probably has a cold.
you guys are the closest adventure. You guys are the closest adventurers. Well, the first adventuring group we were able to find, besides the group. Do any of you speak Infernal?
We. Not we. The fuck? My Noctis is showing. I do, actually.
Sounds like a medical condition.
Right, she's gonna look at the guards and say, let these 5 and only these 5 through." Obviously they comply. They slightly open up, just enough for you guys to squeeze on through. And then
Do I see the guard that I stopped earlier?
no, you don't.
Damn.
Then of course the crowd immediately starts to protest, like, "Oh, why do they get to go in? Blah blah blah."
Could I just look back with an intimidate check to get that guy to shut the fuck up?
right. So, the guards open up a little bit more, encircling what you can see are now 3 imps. Oops, that's not a guard. All having their wings bound and their hands like tied up.
I have never seen such a creature like this before.
All right. So Anna is going to take Jean up to the imps, and she's going to politely ask him, "Is there a way that you would be able to help us communicate with them?"
More muscle never hurt.
Are they like screaming, yelling, or are they just kind of like just there, waiting for something to happen?
Well, they are kind of like they're just like sitting there, really, just complaining. They're just like filthy humans tying us up. And you could hear another one's like mumbling to himself, and the other one is just staring just dead blank at the ground.
I'm gonna look at the one that looks sad. The one that just looks sad. In Inferno, I'm gonna say. So, I'd love to know the story. What happened here?
You're going to see the one that's mumbling to themselves and the one that's complaining. They look up at you. They like squint at you a little bit, and they say, "Oh, Spawn work for humans."
I'm gonna cock my head a bit. I'm gonna say, "Excuse me? Did you call me?"
You're then going to see everybody can see this, by the way. You can see some of them like shift a little bit and like slightly bow their head to Jean.
I'm just gonna look at Jean, look him up and down, look back at them. Why are they looking at you like that?
I don't know.
I would like to sense motive that.
Do I have to roll anything for that, or is that just...
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet. You could tell Jean is just as confused as you are.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that. And in Infernal again, I'm gonna say, what did you come here for? What made you come through the scar?
The one that's mumbling starts to speak a little bit louder. And he goes, "The darkness of the first 3, black, charred, barren, no fire.
You want to translate that, Jean?
Yeah, I'm gonna translate that to ask. What do you mean no fire? Was it extinguished?
We do have knowledge of at least the first layer being extinguished for some reason.
All 3?
But 3? This is news to us as well.
I'm gonna look at the one who said that and ask. So, has everyone from the first 3 just retreated back down to the rest? Or have they all died?
Gone. The little guy just like hugs himself, and he's just like, gone. Turn to ash. Demon blaze
lived in fire whole life. Fire never burns. Now fire burns.
I'm gonna kneel and just put my hand on his back and just kind of pat him. I'm gonna look at Oscar and I'm gonna mouth. I feel really bad for these guys.
I have no clue what they're saying.
The one that's like hugging himself looks up at you, Jean, and he goes,
Servants of hire so kind.
Servants of what? In Infernal, I'm gonna ask.
Servants of hire. Never show kindness to imp.
Well, I guess I'm not like the other servants.
"But why?
Infernal.
This is the other one that was complaining." He says,
But why is servant of hire being here on surface and not fighting war in hell? Traitor you are.
I wasn't even aware of a war in hell. There's wars in hell. I'm gonna say to Alex, there's a war in hell? We're aware of this, right? No?
You know, a war would explain a level being extinguished, but not 3.
Well, there is the eternal blood war between the devils and the demons, which has gone on for time immemorial.
"Does Rose say this out loud?"
Does Rose know this? This is a thing that Dave knows.
Knowledge religion. Rose would have heard of something like this, but the ending of that war happened with the demon incursion when the demon lords were slain. So with Rose hearing of a new war in hell, that just doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna ask the how long has this war been going on for?
Long. You fresh spawn. Your master's master. Thousands of years.
They say that there's been a war happening for thousands of years. Doesn't. I'm gonna look back at the group. Didn't the wars end years ago in hell?
Less than a century ago?
Does time work differently in hell?
Hmm?
It shouldn't.
Would it be? I'm gonna look at the imp and I'm gonna ask an infernal. This is unrelated. But do you know my master?
Your master. I can smell him. Quick and witty, your master. After all, son of leader. Ex of throne of hell.
Can you repeat that one more time?
He says, "Your master, quick and witty, he is
Son of ex-throne holder of hell."
Holy shit.
What did he just say to you?
I think it's a war for the throne of hell. I'm gonna roll deception on that.
Here comes that sense motive.
Yeah, that's a bluff and sense motive right there.
Okay, pull up. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. That's funny. That's really funny. But oh no.
It's a pretty good sense motive.
Oh, there's no way I can beat this.
So do you want to tell me what he actually said?
Did you say this in character?
Yes.
I think he's gonna sit there for a moment and think. This imp, or these imps, know, or they can smell the person I work for on me.
Okay, and
You mean Pretty Boy?
What does Typhel have to
Yeah,
do
they
with
can
this?
What does I'm gonna look at them and say, what does he have to do with this? Does he have anything to do with this? I'm gonna reiterate the question to them.
Human spawn's weak. Human spawn dumber than me.
Agree? Listen, I'm gonna stand up and take the rifle off of my back, aim it at him. Listen, I've been trying to play nicely. All I need you to do is answer some questions, and you'll be alright. We'll take care of you, probably, maybe. I don't know. You'll definitely not be felled in my hands, but I can guarantee that they will treat you better than we could. So just answer my questions.
seeing Jean pull the rifle, Usk readies his sword.
So, Jean, as you take out your rifle and you aim it at this first imp that's been the most cooperative with your questionings, the second imp right here, he's going to like perk up a bit and like crawl over to his friend, like inchworm his way through. He's going to be like reaching up towards the barrel of your gun. And you're going to hear him start mumbling the words,
Salvation, release.
Oh.
What is it?
Well,
Oh,
now I
do
just-
they
now
want
I
to
just
die?
feel dirty. Yeah, they just want to die. Now I just feel dirty doing this. Alright, listen. We'll make sure you see the sweet release of death.
you can see the imp like grin ear to ear with its sharp fangs baring.
Just tell me everything we need to know. And everything from the war, how it's been affecting the rest of the circles of hell, and what my master has to do with any of this, if anything. Does the imp just stare at me?
The one cooperative imp he like with his hands bound, he just like gives you the side head and goes,
No, I no serve your master's master.
Who's my master's master?
the other one is just like trying to like grab at the barrel of your gun now.
I'm just gonna put my foot on his head. No. Back to the. Who's my master's master? I'll keep saying Infernal, while holding the other one back from me.
At this point, Anna, still not understanding what the hell is going on, she's going to put her hand on Jean's shoulder and says, I think that's enough, Jean.
We're just having a friendly conversation. I say I'm holding the one back from grabbing my rifle.
Rally them
John
up.
was like,
Anna's gonna look up at the guard and say, rally them up. We'll deal with them. We'll deal with them in a more private location than out here in front of all these people.
Probably a better idea.
I don't know. Public execution tends to be a good deterrent.
Fair. They wouldn't really cooperate much other than. Well, they were definitely surprised at my hospitality at first. If any.
So as you start to comply with Anna's request, you pull away your gun from the first one, and underneath your foot you can start feeling the one like trying to reach out a little bit more as he's like slowly trying to like pick your foot up off of him, and he starts yelling, no, no, please.
Please, this is making me so sad. Just take them away.
The guards
This is quite a sad sight.
the guards are going to start coming up to the rest of the imps as you start walking away, Jean, and you hear the imp like screaming in infernal now, no, please, don't let her get us.
Oh my god. He's gonna swallow that. Bite his tongue and just, yep, this is nice. This is a good day.
I'd say he looked a little distressed at the end of that.
Agreed.
Well, he wanted to die, and I promised him that I would let him die.
You
was
can never
exaggerating.
promise that, especially during an interrogation. Man, we gotta teach you the right way to do things.
Well, if I promise it, then maybe he'll tell me the truth. Is that
What?
not how that works?
No, that's not how it works. People in distress for a certain outcome will usually tell you anything you want to hear, whether it be true or not.
Fair enough.
And
I'm totally not speaking from experience.
so as the guards are taking the imps away, the other one is still screaming, like Jean, you can hear it like calling out to you and saying, "Servant, release me, please. No more fires. Her fire burns."
Oh. I'm actually gonna relay that information to the guards. Oh, by the way, guards. Oh god, I feel guilty saying this. If you want to torture them for information or anything, if you have anyone who happens to speak Infernal, contrary to what you might believe, they don't like fire right now, which is interesting.
No fire? That doesn't make any sense. Imps are immune to fire.
They've been screaming they don't want to feel fire anymore, which is interesting.
to say the least.
That might partially explain the no longer on fire circles of hell.
Well, in any case, I appreciate your cooperation, Sean.
That was very bizarre, I will say. So I appreciate that you appreciate it.
I'm gonna go begin dealing with that issue now. I'm assuming that you all are going to be making your way back to Algaroth, correct?
That's the hopeful idea.
I will have some of my guards escort you out. I'm sure the crowd is going to be very displeased.
I could just throw another person.
Well, in that case, then I wish you all of safe travels.
Thank you for everything.
She's going to then usher a couple of her guards over, and they're going to form like a small phalanx around you guys as eventually you guys make your way through the crowds through shouts and insults thrown at you guys. And then you guys make your way back out onto the open road.
Well, that was definitely something.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen an imp beg for death before. Or anybody for that matter.
I don't think I've ever heard of imps being afraid of fire before.
It's the one thing that's concerning me a little bit. And the fact that I think they might have been mistaking me for someone else. But they kept calling me a traitor.
Traitor?
You don't look like a tiefling to me.
That's what I'm thinking, right? So I'm not really sure where they get the idea that I'm not even sure, to be honest. They said that I wasn't helping with the war effort, and that, well, yeah, it was mainly about the war, honestly.
But what war are they talking about? That's the thing.
I'm not too sure.
Well, maybe Opal knows. She might be able to tell us.
I'll be back in 1 sec.
Oh, right.
Alright, so you guys make your way back to your tent with the help of the guards. You guys gather the rest of your belongings. You wake up Gil, and then slowly make your way out of the localized area of the scars and the protesting. Of course, thanking the guards as you guys make your way back onto the main road, and then heading back towards the city of Algaroth. So, who is feeling lucky today?
I'm always feeling lucky.
Always feeling lucky, Brady? Go ahead and give me a D100 roll. I pull up Gil's character sheet real fast. Ooh, 36. Okay. So, let's see. Matt did tell me that he would like to make the Knowledge Arcana checks for that scroll every day.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. 22. Nope. Thought he had it for a second, but after the fact, he's just like, no, that don't make sense.
He's going to be fiddling with that thing for a while.
By the looks of it. Alright, so as you guys are walking Is there anything else that you guys want to discuss?
How much do you know about your master, Jean?
Oh, he did say he was going to be right back.
Yeah.
Other than Brady, I don't think anybody else has any information thing they want to ask at the moment. I know I certainly don't.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything.
All right. Well, in that case, then. So, as you guys are walking down the path, who is out in front?
I would like to be leading.
I'll be tailing.
Tailing? Okay. Probably the rest of you guys in the middle.
I'd probably also be in the back because I've got short legs and I'm wearing heavy armor.
I walk the slowest in the group.
That's why you always put the slowest up front. Sets the speed for everybody else.
Fair enough. Yeah, and middle I go, I suppose.
Wolves
Alright.
do it.
Yeah, wolves do it.
Yep.
They put the elderly up front.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead sits in the back.
Yep. The alphas in the back, according to a wolf pack. With the children and other elderlies in the middle.
Okay, so as you guys are making your way through pathway, finally making your ways back into the more sophisticated areas after the fork, with Jomini finally back. Usk, you can go ahead and ask your questions now.
So, Jean, how much do you know about your master?
Oh shit! It's one of those moments, isn't it? Well, to be completely frank, I know jack shit about this man. I just know that he's at heart. It seems like he's a good man, or at least so far.
Well, clearly he's immensely powerful in some respects, given his performance of the Song of the Sea.
Yeah, no, he's definitely talented. I wish I knew that, honestly, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to learn more somehow.
I'll We'll see. We'll see.
Right. So, as you guys are making your way down the pathways, I need perception rolls from everyone.
Okay. Fuck, I've used my left hand because I'm using my... Oh, here's a funny thing that happened, actually, while we're rolling.
We can't hear you, also.
I ordered 2 sandwiches and somehow accidentally deleted the bun on both of them while ordering them.
Nicely done.
How do you...
You deleted the bun? So
I'm a special kind of yes.
So wait. Did they just did you order like a burger and just gave you a slab of meat and cheese?
He ordered it low carb.
I meant to order it with bun, but I misunderstood the instructions on the device. So
That seems like a common occurrence for you.
Listen, I'm a little special. That's what my mommy called me.
Alright. So as you guys are walking down the pathway, you guys can very see the nice the open valley, and then ways off you can still see the castle, the walls of Algaroth. And as you're walking, Usk, you're up in front. You're up in front. Your perception's high. Rose, you also happen to see this go down. You see a gentleman fall out of a tree.
Okay.
He just falls out of. He just like gives out a yelp and falls out of the tree, just like flat on his back. Just lays there and goes, ah.
Is he armed?
You can see that he is wearing some armor, and like he was holding a spear that's like off to the side a little bit.
If you were waiting to ambush somebody, that was a very bad attempt.
He just like holds up his finger, like asking for a moment.
Usk will oblige.
Were you trying to ambush us?
He just like lets out a cough as he like slowly picks himself up. He's like, no. Ugh. Sleeping. Points
Bit
up.
winded there, mate.
Fell out of a tree. Ugh.
Been there, done that.
Can't
Not
breathe.
fun.
Ugh.
Arms above your head.
He just holds his hands up. Ugh. Ah. Ow.
Yeah, that's not fun. Did that.
I'm gonna look
few
at the trees.
times.
Is there anyone else in the trees?
What was that?
I'm gonna look in the trees to see if there's anyone else.
Yeah. You actually do see a couple of other guys like slowly start picking themselves up out of the trees and looking down at their comrades that just fell down.
Oh shit.
So,
Were you all sleeping here?
Just gonna drag a couple of them on here. Whoopsies. This one. There's some Joe Schmo NPC tokens.
that guy looks familiar. I'm gonna look at the rest of the people in the trees and see how they were sleeping. I'm assuming it was in the ports of the branches.
Yeah, they were like propped up in the ports of the branches. You can see like some of their bags are hanging up on some of the branches and such. You can see some of them do have some hammocks hanging on to some of the larger branches up top. And then they slowly make their way down. This one comes over here and just smacks the dude in the back of the head.
I'm assuming he didn't sleep in a fork.
No.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yeah. Next time, probably just sleeping in a tree is not a good idea for me. Well, it would be a good idea if you actually slept properly in the tree.
I will say they provide quite a funny entrance for you, so props on that. Definitely work on the bit. It was pretty funny though.
I apologize for his stupidity. Well, we had to wake up very soon as well. Although, it's quite odd to seeing some people walking the streets, walking the paths at this time of day.
Well, I tend to walk the paths whatever time of day it is.
I'm just following.
Yeah, kind of the same.
I'm assuming none of these people look familiar to me, Josh.
No, they don't look familiar at all. They have like beaten up clothing. Their armor looks like hand downs and such. Some of them do have swords at their sides, spears. You can see a couple of them have pistols, a rifle.
Oh, you're definitely equipped for something.
Well, you have to be equipped these days in order to get around. Monsters running rampant and such. Not to mention,
Oh, yes.
not to mention all of the dark guilds that roam the streets.
Trust me.
Is
Had
there-
enough to deal with them.
Is there a particular reason why you slept in the trees, though?
It's safer.
It is safer. We've been traveling for quite a while. Don't want to beat my men to exhaustion.
Another question. What time of day is it, Josh?
It's about 3 p.m.
Then I would bring that up. It's like, why were you sleeping in the trees at 3 p.m.?
Well, he points to this guy back here that you can notice has a couple of bandages on his head and such. We have injured.
Seems they have an answer for everything.
If you don't mind me asking, do you have an affiliation with anybody?
No. Wandering mercenaries.
Ah,
What have you lot? Asking a lot of questions, aren't you?
better safe than sorry.
We've been attacked by bandits a few times.
I will
So-
say, if this was the bandit attack, it'd be quite the most interesting one so far.
Oh, yes, it would.
Understand our distress when a man drops out of a tree.
And caution. Don't forget caution.
With no warning, too. I might add. Yeah, it's not very often you see the bodies hit the floor.
Well, it depends who you talk to, really. Us probably seen a few.
I can safely say I don't see many times where it's raining men.
There it is. There it is.
Gil just like holds his face in his hands, like, oh my god, here we go.
That was just opened up perfectly.
Well, as entertaining as this all is, if you have no business with us, we will move on. We have business to tend to in the next city.
Well, very well then, I guess. We should probably get going ourselves.
Be safe on the road.
Don't fall out of any more
Sorry.
trees.
Please tell me they walk the same way as us. Please tell me they walk the same way as us.
I'm gonna look at the guy in fell and say, don't fall out of any more trees.
He just like gives you a snarky, like, eh.
I look at
Sir, I've been doing it my whole life.
I look at the other one that we've been talking to. Is like, next time just tie him up there.
You should look into hammocks or padding.
There was definitely hammocks up there.
Edon and Scarlet, I will give you guys a perception roll.
Oh. Do-do-do. Oh.
Scarlet's too busy laughing.
It's up to me! Yay! Perception. Nope.
All right. You guys have successfully managed to avoid a bandit attack because the dumbass rolled a nat 1 on his stealth roll and falls out of the fucking tree. Completely ruining the ambush. Fucking Jesus. I was expecting us to say something wrong to trigger them, but
Nope.
damn it. Oh well.
Hey, not everything has to be a fight. Be happy. You don't have a murder group. You don't have murder hobos.
This time.
This time.
Yet.
This time.
Yet. A group can evolve.
You'd think the guy with the
I
gun
think
would
that'd be more devolving, Cody.
You would
All
think
right.
the guy with the gun would be murder hungry.
All right. So eventually, around 6 o'clock, you guys finally make your way back into the main gates of Algaroth. What are you doing?
I return to the cathedral.
I will attend this time because I missed the cathedral.
I will not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Gil's probably like, I'm gonna go find us a place to sleep.
I'm just gonna wander.
Oh, I'll go with Osk. I'd rather not be in the church. This thing's kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Alright, and yeah, Nathal's gonna probably just go ahead and go with Jean and us. She doesn't want to be distracted too much.
The last time she was alone in this city, she kind of got bullied.
Alright, so back at the cathedral. We have Rose and we have Edon, who is not on this map. Why
Dun dun dun.
is Edon not on this map?
Because
She
I wasn't
didn't
there last
attend
time.
last time.
That is correct. He was not here last time. Alright, so walking into the cathedral, you know, some of the priests obviously know Rose and they welcome her back. And of course, Opal is up front, just talking with you know, some people, and notices that you guys have returned. After she has her conversations with, you know, the people, some of them go back to praying, some of them, you know, walk past, like give a polite bow, and exit the cathedral and such. And she finally comes back in front of the altar, welcomes you guys, and says, "Welcome back. Good to see that your travels have been safe."
Yeah, was interesting. Oh, reminds me, I have this. I give her the report from the scar.
Oh, about time Anna finally gave me these. It'd be great going through about 2 weeks of paperwork. Lovely. And she's going to look over to Edon and says, "And I don't believe we have met. Must be another one of Scarlet's friends."
Yes. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Drac.
A pleasure to meet you, Drac. Now, if you may not know who I am, my name is Opal Floridia.
I'm well aware of who you are.
Hopefully, for what you've
Possibly my
heard
reason
is
for visiting.
hopefully what you've heard is of good stature.
Would there be anything to mishear of you, Miss Opal? From my understanding, you're a hero of the world.
Well, when my husband does have a few drinks in him, and he does tend to say some things he doesn't mean. And of course, there's Morrigan, but they're pranksters of their own.
Oh, speaking of your husband, we stumbled across one of his apprentices.
Yes, unfortunately, one of his students has perished.
He was apparently ambushed on the roads between here and the scar. And found him dead.
A student of Igneous? You're on the
Yes.
surface.
Yes.
It may not have any connection to the murder, but it is auspicious that we did find this particular stone around the incident. And I pulled the 3 red stones from my bag. We're currently investigating these And like I said, the smaller one here was found near the corpse. We don't know if it was the reason he was hunted, but these gems apparently go together and do something, but we're not entirely sure what. We're currently investigating it with the School of Magic.
Yeah, I see them.
Absolutely.
She takes them and visually inspects them, and eventually she starts casting some magic over them. She says, "Well, these are rather curious. Necromancy, I can detect. Is this enchantment as well? Hmm. You certainly are onto something that basically is lying dormant within these gems. It's not. It's very difficult to see what it is, though. These are the only ones that you found.
Yes.
So far,
Unfortunately, my dad's here with stuff, so I have to go get it. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. Hmm. Well, unfortunately, enchantment and necromancy are not of my stature, so I cannot really tell as much as I'd like to about them. But do hang on to them if you are to investigate them further. She's gonna hand them back to Edon.
we certainly will. Something else that is of note that I don't think got mentioned in the reports. Something came out of the scar while we were there.
Something from the scar.
It,
Hasn't happened in quite some time.
yeah, some imps, apparently.
Interesting. They have no class devils managed to get through.
They were apparently in a rough state. And, well, one of our team, one of the people traveling with me, apparently able to speak Infernal, was able to hear what they were saying. And,
What became of this interrogation?
well, from what I gather, from what I could hear from it, first 3 layers of hell are dark,
Dark.
extinguished.
I figure I would have told you like most of the information except for
Obvious ones.
the incriminating stuff.
Well, yeah. Dark, extinguished almost. Fire's gone. And from what I can gather, apparently there's another war going on in hell.
Another, you say?
Yes, apparently so. For what reason, I wasn't able to know. Well, we were unable to gather.
Well, there has been records of wars being fought within Hell itself for centuries, even millennia. It is a chaotic realm, after all. There's never simple stabilization or balance within it.
Oh, and by the way, do you know of any fires that can hurt devils?
She just stares blankly for a moment and gives you a curious look and say, fires that could hurt devils.
Yes, apparently one of the imps that came through was mumbling about not wanting to see, not wanting to feel the fires anymore. Apparently something down there was able to hurt them with fire.
But imps are immune to fires.
Well, apparently not these ones. Or at least, not this fire. Whatever it was. Wherever it was from.
Hmm. I have heard of something as such. Fires that burn hotter than typical natural and magical fires, but they don't reside from the plane from the hells. They reside from the plane of fires. The elemental plane itself. It's a much more primal and raw flames.
Interesting. Perhaps maybe something from there broke through to the hells?
Could have. It isn't uncommon. I would say it's uncommon for fire elementals to break through, but one skipping the material plane and going to the hells is rather odd. Anyway,
Yeah,
what of the imps? Has Anna detained them?
of course.
Very good. I'm sure one of the guards or mages that assist her have the ability to speak Infernal to get more out of them. Very well, Rose. I thank you for the updates and how Anna and the riots are being quelled at the Scar.
She's trying, that's for sure.
As she always has. Very well. What of your
Just in time.
what of your adventures now, Rose? Where do you see your path being led to next?
Well, there's still some time before the Lumina Festival. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go, but trying to find whoever attacked that student of Igneous.
Are we investigating that? I was under the impression that the guard was going to take care of that.
Really?
We still have coin to make, if I am not mistaken.
Well, of course, yes.
Actually, would you mind giving me just a moment?
Of course.
Certainly.
You're then going to see her like raise her hands up to her head, and you can see her close her eyes and like slowly start to concentrate. And you can see her lips moving a little bit. If you guys want to give me either a sense motive or a perception roll to see if you can read her lips. All right, Rose. You can see a couple of things that she's mouthing to herself, and it sounds like that she's casting either something along the lines of message. And you can see her saying a couple of things that recall some of the events that are happening. And it takes about a good like 10-15 minutes. And then she finally opens her eyes again and she smiles and says, "Well, if it's coin that you're after, then perhaps I would be able to offer you some."
I would be delighted. What do you have in mind?
We work for coin. We don't want handouts.
Oh, no. Obviously you would be working. Obviously you
Then-
would be working for it.
Much obliged. Yes, we would enjoy some work. What do you have?
My husband is rather devastated to hear that it was one of his students that was causing the magical distress near Algaroth. Of course, what you can do is to take your quest back to the Adventurers Guild to collect the coin from that, but she's going to reach behind her and like wave her hand to a piece of parchment and a quill that begins writing itself and she says, "My husband would like to personally request the continuation of this investigation if you wouldn't mind."
You would like us to personally
course.
handle it?
Of course. You were the ones
Wouldn't
that found the body after all. You know more about this investigation than any of the guards in Algaroth can handle.
fair point.
Of course,
I just
of course you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Just a simple look, just a simple insight, you can call this. Any other information that you can find about the individuals that attacked his student. You have the location of the corpse, correct?
yes.
Yes, we do.
Then the quill is eventually going to stop writing and go back to the altar. She's going to take the parchment and hand it out to you guys. On it is a written note that says, by request of the headmaster of the Igneous School of Magic, Noctis Eleanor, I hereby request that Rosalie May and company investigate the death of Logan Graham and scout out the area in which his corpse lies for any extra clues into resulting of justice to the deceased.
More
I
than happy to accept.
appreciate you guys have such faith in us. Uh okay.
This is a rather grueling task, I understand. If you need to recruit anybody else, by all means go ahead and just let us know afterwards.
I do believe we'll be seeking assistance on this one. Um However, Miss Fernia, I was hoping if I could speak to you on a more personal matter.
Of course. Scarlet,
Um,
Rose, if you wouldn't mind taking the request to the rest of your party and talking with them before making a final decision.
Of course. Not a problem.
Also, it says at the bottom your pay is to be determined.
Alright.
at this point, I think we were wavering to pay. we
They're
weren't.
willing to throw a lot of coin at this, apparently.
All right, so Rose makes her way out of the cathedral, leaving Edon and Opal there. And she, of course, gives him a smile and says, "So, what can I help you with?"
I kind of look around at the prying ears. It's like, is there anywhere more private we could speak?
Of course. And she's then going to lead you up these stairs to more of an upstairs area. You guys aren't, back behind the altar, but you guys are like in like a meeting room upstairs.
Yes. Um, First of all, Miss Opal, I wish to apologize. I lied to you earlier. My name is not Drake.
I've come to figure it.
My real name is Edon Canty. Whether this is known to you or not, but I'm kind of wanted in this city.
In the city of
For
Algaroth.
yes. For a murder that was committed. How many years ago was that? I think it's 3.
I would say 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
It's on my backstory. Hold on one second. Yeah, 3 years ago. At the time, I was 16, and the incident not only took one man's life, but two.
And that's where I got my gold.
I'm seeking redemption for this act. However, I do not know the family that was directly in. I do not know. It's hard to put it into words. I messed up. The incident shouldn't have happened, and the fact that even one person had died that night should have never happened. And I understand that your church teaches redemption, and I figured this would be an appropriate place to come, seeking that. I know I have a long road ahead of me, but I'm doing everything I can. I just need to know who the family I hurt most is. If you could help me with that.
She's gonna like think about this for a moment, and you're gonna see her reach out, and then suddenly, a tall, well-decorated staff is gonna appear. She's going to take hold of it and say, "Well, while this is something that is not typically what redemption comes through the cathedral walls, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to at least get a deeper understanding of your situation."
Absolutely.
Now, just hold still for just one moment. None of this is obviously going to hurt you. This is just for clarification. So then you're going to see her tap the staff down, mutter an incantation, and you're going to see a white circle, a white runic circle, spread out throughout a large area of where you guys are standing. It engulfs where you're standing, it engulfs where she is. And then you're also going to see her take the staff and wave it over you once, and then twice again, muttering more incantations. So now, state your name and your place of origin.
My name is Edon Canty. I was born in Redania.
Very well, Mr. Canty. You here wish to repent for the sins of murder against someone of your past, correct?
Yes.
Now, please tell me exactly what happened. Now, Cody, you are going to have to tell me if you lie at any point.
Zone of Truth.
Essentially, what she casted was, Zone of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
She also casted Atonement and Holy Word.
Holy shit. Okay. So he would go on to the night in which Edon Canty took the life of Chad Everbright. He had gotten to a confrontation atop the airship and had pushed the man off of him as he was trying to force himself upon Edon. At the time, they were on top of an airship flying above Elgaroth. And Edon pushed a little too hard, and Chad took a tumble off the side of the airship, plummeting to his doom. Unfortunately, Chad did not know how to, I guess, maneuver in his free fall and ended up falling upon another person and taking their life as well. Edon does not know the name of the second person he killed. He's just aware of the fact that 2 people died at his hand, not 1. And the reason he is still considered a criminal, and he did not bring forth the fact that Chad attempted to force himself upon him, is he wanted to protect his sister, most of all, considering that she would be his adopted sister. She would be devastated if she found out that the man she was going to wed wanted basically nothing to do with her and wanted her underage brother instead. And not a single word out of his mouth is a lie.
Now, how is it that you were able to run from authority for as long as you have?
During my youth, before I was adopted, I grew up, like I said, I grew up in Redania. I got by doing petty crime. In fact, that's how I met my adopted father. From there, after the incident, I seeked my old roots and ended up joining a group of an unsavory group and continued to do petty crimes.
You can suddenly feel like a small pressure in your chest. And how do you wish to repent for your sins, Mr. Canty?
By any means necessary.
Right. And then she'll take her staff, wave it over the area again as you watch the runic circle close in on itself. And then you no longer feel the pressure in your chest and any sort of magical presence. Well then, I can tell that you are an unfortunate soul that was caught up in something that was an unfortunate circumstance. And judging by the story that you told me, you are sincere about it. This is going to have small repercussions, Mr. Canty. This is unfortunately not something I can very easily overlook. As being a guardian of this world, you have just admitted to whether it will be accidental, but the lives of 2 people are at your hands.
If it's
I'm well aware of this.
the best that I can do for you without throwing you in prison for service of and awaiting a trial for you, I can offer you information into correcting your mistakes.
I would be more than happy to hear this information.
If you can provide me with 300 gold each, I can scry upon the people whose lives you have afflicted.
$300 gold each. For each person, you mean?
For each person that you have afflicted. I'm assuming that you haven't been in contact with your sister since the incident,
No, ma'am.
and you said that you would want to repent for accidentally murdering an innocent man.
Yes.
I can look into the records of that incident, and I can help you find those people, so you can begin to repay them.
Josh, how much gold do I need?
You will need 600 gold
600? All right.
for both of them. 300 each.
I'd pull out 600 gold.
Where the fuck do you have 600 gold?
We got 13. We got 3. I got 3,500.
You got reimbursed for the flight.
I got reimbursed for the flight.
You do not have that in any of your
It's not in my notes.
totals.
It's
not
I
on your
forgot to write
sheet.
it down.
It's not on your
Yeah.
sheet, and it's not in the bank totals. So I was like, where the fuck is he gonna get this money from?
Yeah, my apologies. I forgot to write it down. I just knew we got reimbursed,
Okay.
and it was 3,500. So I'll definitely put that in my additional gear.
Okay.
I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't.
It will take me a moment to search through the police reports, but I can help you find your sister. Now just hold still for one moment. Think of her name and any details that you can come up with.
Okay.
She's then going to place like her fingertips on like the top of your head and your forehead, and she's going to close her eyes as she begins to cast scry. The thought of your sister in mind, you can see what appears to be a small home off the beaten path. And you see your sister. You see the figure of your sister. You can see she's rather upset. She's unhappy, almost miserable. Around her, you can see from the outside window. You can see snow. Around her in the house, you can see she's in the kitchen cooking what appears to be a very large meal. But around the rest of the house, the small wood stove that's heating the home, it doesn't look very well kept. As if almost it was just run over quickly. Half-ass cleaning. outside of the window, you can mostly see the snow that's coming down. You see pine trees and just empty forests. Not anywhere that you're familiar with.
Okay.
As Opal opens her eyes again, she releases her hand and says, "Well, it appears that your sister is safe and alive. The place that you saw, is it familiar?"
No, unfortunately, it is not.
Hmm. Actually have to have her roll. I do sort of recognize that surrounding area. I was there not too long ago. Typically snow and pine trees, you would think of Winter Hollow, but there are several other places of the world that honestly looks a little bit southern. Perhaps Vormir?
Well, I'll begin my search there.
Very well. If that is where you wish to start, if you wouldn't mind giving me, I would say until tomorrow morning to locate the police reports then. And I can give you an idea of where to start for the other family that you have afflicted.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Very well. I wish you luck, Mr. Kent.
Thank you for your time.
But do me a favor. Try to stay out of as much trouble as you can.
I will continue to do so.
I do this out of my own beliefs. If you were to approach any other of the wanderers, they would have unfortunately have had you arrested on the spot.
Well, I figured if I had any chance of redemption, it would be in the Church of Algaroth under your guidance. So it was a gamble, but I took it, and I'm glad I did.
Alicia did warn me that I was always a little too nice to people. Very well. Have a good evening, Mr. Kent. As I have research I must uphold.
Thanks again.
Right. And you make your way out of the cathedral to meet up with the rest of your party.
Yes.
All right. Meanwhile, what are the three stooges doing? John, Usk, and Anethil wandering the streets of Algaroth.
Wandering.
And that is why I will never let anyone come anywhere near me with gravy while I'm naked ever again.
That's a weird use of gravy.
I'm honestly scarred forever. It is a story that I certainly did not need to hear.
Why did you even start this story?
Oh, we just walked past that waffle shop and I thought of gravy for some reason.
Why would a waffle shop make you think of gravy?
Oh no.
Alright, eventually, while you guys were walking, Rose would have caught up with you guys after the Waffle House conversation.
Thankfully, after that.
Yes, thankfully after the Waffle House conversation.
Oh. Hey guys. I got a
You
job.
came at the perfect time. Thank you.
You got a
No?
you got a job?
Yes.
But you're like 16 and we're traveling.
Yeah, a job for us.
Oh, a quest. Oh, goodness.
I thought you meant like a 9 to 5 for a sec, you know, like 401k match.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I was thinking as well.
Right, well, what is it? What do we got?
Hold on. Water went down the wrong pipe. It's not working. I think I'm better again.
Think or
Um,
no?
I'll let you know when I know. Straight from Mr. Eleanor himself. He wants us to investigate the murder of his apprentice.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're looking into murders now. Yay.
Are we even qualified to do so?
The answer to that question is no.
No.
But apparently we're asked to do it anyway.
Can I see the request?
I hand over the paper.
And it's gonna take it and start reading it over.
Got a request from the big mage that has the big school in the Underdog?
Yes.
Apparently he just wants information.
Right. We're not looking to take down whoever did this. Just provide some information about it.
Do you think we'd get paid extra if we did take care of whoever did this?
Quite
How much does
possibly.
this say we're gonna get paid?
To be announced.
To be determined. Probably by the amount of information we gather.
That
I'm
would be my
assuming that would
assumption.
be affected by whether or not we deal with people responsible. Or at least give information on them as well.
But that's the thing. Do we want to know if we're completing the bare minimum of any job request, or do we want to be known for going above and beyond and taking care of the root problem? You know what I mean?
Sir, you have some high aspirations.
Well,
Oh, really?
I
There's
would
that
like
whole
to get
conversation
as
about the gravy.
much information as we possibly can. Obviously, if it was someone or a group of someone's that was capable of taking down one of his students, we would stand no chance against them, but doesn't mean we can't find out where they are.
Well,
Like I said, information.
let's think about with what we have so far. We know that it was an ambush of at least, 5 people?
At least.
They were specifically targeting him for some reason.
I have a feeling it was connected with the small piece of the crystal we found.
Or being the student of a major school.
Well, that could also be.
And we also know that they retreated into the mountains.
Our first course of action should be to go to where the body is. See if we can find more information there.
My thoughts exactly.
We're also going to need to stock up on supplies. If we're going to be venturing into the mountain ranges, we can be up there for several days.
Yeah.
It's not a fun time.
Would probably be a good idea for us to have some stock ready, just in case.
Yeah, warmer clothes too. The mountains can get pretty cold.
Then I guess we go to the general store.
I actually have a pair. Not a pair. A pair. Fuck, I keep dropping this can. Hold on. Almost throw it. I have clothes.
I also have cold weather clothes.
I certainly don't.
Nope, I am not that prepared this time.
Well, I'm supposed to. Hold on.
Either way, general store, apothecary.
We still have to go, regardless.
Yeah. Usk, would you also be able to help me out with something?
Depends what it is.
Well, I was kind of thinking maybe I should have something else to kind of, you know,
You want a weapon?
yeah.
Yeah, I can help you. Blacksmith.
So, Cody, give me a perception roll to see if you happen to run into the group.
Perception. Perception. Here it is. Damn, I'm kind of rolling low today.
Yeah, not that good. So, fortunately, they're just gallivanting around town while that whole thing with Opal is going on, and you don't really run into them. So, you start making your way back through the town, and you just happen to catch Gil like looking through some of the stands in the market, and he waves you down and takes you back to the inn that he managed to snag a couple rooms for. Meanwhile, while we're out shopping,
Meanwhile,
while Usk and Anathil go to the local blacksmith to analyze a new fashioned weapon for Anathil, which I'm gonna go ahead and say that she proceeds to purchase. I would say a basic rapier would do the trick for her. Wouldn't you say so, Brady?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I would spring for a silver inlay on it, just in case. You never know what we're going to run into.
Alright, I'll go ahead and fill all that information out later. And then Dave, you take Jean out to the general store.
I also had something I wanted
Yep.
to put there.
What'd you get?
Well, I think both of us need cold weather outfits.
Yeah, Anathil would definitely have Rose go pick her up some winter gear.
We're picking up a gray jacket that might blend in with the shaded snow.
All right. Anything else you want to pick up, Dave, while you're out?
Let's see, what do I not have on here? Alright, so we have 4, 5, 6.
Dave, I am going to let you know I have a medium tent.
So this is going to be a long, complicated list, but it's basically just camping gear.
That's fine. I trust you enough to gather the list and subtract the appropriate amount of gold.
Yep, I've done it numerous
I'll
times.
also get a hammock. I want a hammock.
All right, John, you can go ahead and buy a hammock as well.
Josh.
Yeah.
I forget how much you said it was to do the silver.
Base 100
You know
system.
Do the silver in a weapon.
Oh, silver on a weapon.
Yeah, because I'm springing for silver on her rapier.
She's gonna politely decline on that. Just simple weapon, get so that way she gets to, you know, figure out how to use it first. We'll trick it out later.
Okay. On that note, I go to the general store.
All right, you're getting probably some camping gear and such too, correct?
I already have cold weather gear. I already have a medium tent. I'm looking for a masterwork survival kit.
Masterwork survival kit. Yeah, you
I
managed to
have
find one.
of those already.
Nice. You have one of those already?
Yeah.
I'm still getting one.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair
he
enough.
managed to have it. He manages to have a spare in the back.
Nice.
Right. So eventually, after your shopping ordeals, Edon comes back. Edon manages. He heads out, looks a little bit longer. Eventually, runs into you guys shopping about. Tells you, "Hey, Gil managed to find a couple rooms for us, and he's paying. So follow me this way."
Dave, a campsite kit is 12 gold.
All right.
All right. Over the course of the night into the next day, is there anything you guys want to do?
Not over the night,
I
no.
think of right now.
All right. So next morning, you guys wake on up. Dave's already awake doing his morning prayers and such. Everybody gets a nice hearty breakfast because this is going to be the last time you guys eat anything home cooked for quite a while.
Do we know how long we're gonna be gone for, by the way?
At least several days.
Yeah, and Enethil probably calculated something along the lines of about 3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 days. Okay.
Yeah. Not to mention travel time from Algaroth to, you know, the corpse, finding clues, and then making your way up the mountain and figuring out where to go from there.
Edon would have left really early in the morning to go shopping himself after speaking to the group and understanding that we do plan on going out first thing the next day.
Right.
And I would let them know to meet me on the outskirts of town.
All right. He gets like warm clothes, camping supplies.
Warm clothes. I'm actually going to be buying potions.
Oh, okay. What do you buy? What kind of potions are you buying?
Okay. How many healing potions could I buy?
Depends on the quality of healing potions. Anethil also does let you know that she does have 3 cure light wound potions at +1.
Okay. See, I want to get cure light wound potions, but I want to get basically 3 for each of us.
3 for each of you. Cure light wounds is a first level spell.
It's 50 gold per.
Yeah, 50 gold per.
So how many of us are there?
There are 6 of us.
And she already has 3, so 5.
So 5 times 50. Or 5 times 50 times 3.
750 gold. Okay. So I'm gonna
Cody's
pick
fucking
this
rich
up.
right now.
To be honest, I wasn't planning on spending this money, but it's if we're going to be going up into the cold winter mountains, I'm sure the group that provided me the money won't be concerned if I use the money to survive.
I mean, they did give it to you to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Wilderness.
Alright. How much is it for winter clothes? I actually don't know.
Generally speaking, any outfit is going to cost you approximately 10 gold.
Cold weather outfit is 8 gold pieces.
Or that, yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'll subtract that from my actual total. There were some other potions that I wanted, but I don't know what they were. Wait a second. What is that? Enduring element? Endure the elements?
Endure elements.
Yes, I want to pick up 6 endure elements. I believe that's a level 1 spell.
Yep.
Okay, so that's another 300 gold. And I give everybody an endure element potion one, just in case we get like caught in a snowstorm.
Right. Smart. So we all have the endure element.
One endure element potion. Because if I'm not mistaken, endure elements last for 24 hours.
Yes.
That will be it.
All right. So after you go shopping, you then realize, oh wait a minute, you still have one more thing to do.
I do?
Yeah.
Who do you have to check in with?
Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I go swing by Opal.
Right. So as you pass by into the cathedral, it's a lot busier than you're used to seeing it, with just a couple of people around. But then again, you got to remember it's also very early in the morning. You know, you could probably, judging by the looks of everything, see that a sermon is about to begin. So, you make your way in, and Opal is there talking with a couple of what you can assume are other clerics and such. And she notices you, and quickly reaches into her bag, pulls out what appears to be a small folder, like a small, like best thing that you can get for like a vanilla envelope in these times. And she gives you a smile and says, "Good morning, Edon. Here is as much of the information as I am allowed to give you. I would love to explain more, but unfortunately, I have business that I need to take care of today."
This is more than I could ever thank you for. So thank you.
No need to thank me. Just keep your head low and stay out of trouble for me, okay?
Will do. And just as quickly as he came in, he scuttles out.
Okay, you scuttle out. You start making your way through the streets of Algaroth, but curiosity gets a little bit better of you, and you decide to take a little peek at the envelope that Opal hands you. And you read through it a little bit, and you come to find out that the gentleman that you the gentleman that also perished that day was by the name of Gerard Stransball. I will give you the spelling of that in just a moment.
That's the name of the guy we found dead.
No, this is personal backstory shit.
Yes, the man that was crushed by your assaulter was by the name of Gerard Stransbald. He was a merchant that had a reservation to the place in the market of Algaroth. From what you are able to tell, he has a wife and 3 children.
Oh shit.
And I just have to make sure that I get the city correct. Give me a moment. Where is it? There it is. They are they appeared by their reports live in the town of Lalo, which is a small coastal town just north of Mihuri. It's right here. Understanding your situation now, finally meet up with the rest of the group at the edge of the gates of Algaroth. I believe that is where we will end tonight's session. You all head out of the gates back to the shallow gravesite of these students that you have found, and soon to be investigating a murder upon you, and into the mountains of northern Algaroth.
Murder.
Today is a good day for murder.
So, little catch-up session. I apologize, it's a little shorter, but your guys' path wasn't exactly laid out per se, and
Fair enough.
it's gonna be kind of difficult to do so with Matt not being here.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I come back with a large tent, a campsite kit, an extra bedroll, an extra blanket, 2 cold weather outfits, 13 days, an extra 13 days worth of firewood, a lantern, a total of 84 days of trail rations, and an extra mess kit, which should have more than enough supply. Which, with the campsite kit, should have more than enough supplies for 5 of us. I'm assuming Usk already has all of his stuff that he would need.
Usk doesn't have a campsite kit, but he has a medium tent, cold weather gear already, a survival kit, mask sword,
Let's see.
and he can
Okay.
hunt for his food.
Well,
John's a hunter. He got a jacket. He's all good.
I am prepared, as usual.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry today's session was a little bit short, but we have our heading. We shall see how they can bear themselves to become detectives, or a wanderer themselves. Hopefully they won't let him down, and see how well they can bear the cold winter mountain peaks of northern
Yes,
Algaroth.
please don't let me down. I'm betting a lot of money on this.
So, tune in next week. Thursday nights, 6:30, or 6 o'clock Eastern. Sorry. 6 o'clock Eastern time. As per usual. Thank you guys so much for coming to tonight's session. See you next week. Goodbye!
Bye.
And my outro is broken!